Every week, one 8-hour video will be uploaded. All novels uploaded here are completed, so you will get a full story without searching or waiting. I have listened to the translated version on web, and there are no major problems with translation. If you want Chinese novel translated, give me the original name of the novel and I will respond to your request as soon as possible. Please make sure your request is on the latest video. If you hear this "u" sound in the novel, it means either question mark or some space is left, like getting materials or experience gained there more but not shown. If after a name is used and after there is silence, it means exclamation marks were used as in shock. I don't know if this will happen in recorded one, but it happened in web version. Chapter 164. Wuming Mountain connects to mountains beyond mountains. Moonlight sprinkles down on Xiangshui Beach. Chun Bo's phone rang in his sleep.
Chen Bo, Wang Taiyu committed suicide.
Lu Fei's calm voice came from the other end of the line. Hearing this news, Chun Bo instantly lost all sleepiness, his mind clearing. No doubt this was definitely Ouyang Qin's doing. Sure enough, there was a message from Ouyang Qin in the notification bar. Sent at 3 a.m. Photos retrieved. Trash has been cleaned up. Concise, clean and efficient methods. Given Ouyang Qin's extensive experience, she must have helped Tang Zhen with such matters many times before. No wonder after Tang Zhen took over the Tang family's financial company, its performance soared, making it the most dazzling new star. It's likely that anyone who competed with him was dealt with using such methods. Of course, most of the people Ouyang Qin could deal with were small fry. True big shots certainly had martial artists protecting them. Even Ouyang Qin couldn't touch them. Otherwise, Tang Zhen's financial company's influence wouldn't have been limited to Yongqing. Seeing Chun Bo's silence, Lu Fei said worriedly, "He's dead, what about those photos? Could that beast have already put them online?"
Chen Bo, I'm scared.
Don't worry, there were never any photos. There weren't any before, and there won't be any in the future, understand? Both sides fell silent. Chun Bo had made it very clear. Lu Fei wasn't foolish. She understood Chun Bo's words instantly. She just hadn't expected Chun Bo to go this far for her, and she felt a warmth in her heart. What woman could refuse a man who steps up when she's in trouble? Moreover, this man was not only wealthy but also very handsome. Chun Bo, thank you. Having you for the rest of my life is enough. After a long silence, Lu Fei said with deep affection. Lu Fei, affection +1. Lu Fei's current affection, 100 points. Hearing the system prompt, Chun Bo curved his lips. Lu Fei indeed did not disappoint him. Chun Bo deliberately let Lu Fei know that Wang Taiyu's matter was related to him. He wouldn't be so foolish as to silently contribute to others without leaving a name, feeling inexplicably self-moved. Whatever he did for Lu Fei, she had to know about it clearly. At the same time, Chun Bo also wanted to know how Lu Fei would react upon learning that Wang Taiyu's suicide was connected to him. Would she be sad because her ex-husband died? Would she be angry about his method of handling things? An affection level of 100 points was enough to explain everything. Lu Fei was genuinely grateful for everything he had done for her. Today is a day worth celebrating. Can you spend it with me? In the call, Lu Fei coquettishly requested. Meanwhile, Wang Hao, who had received news from the police, was at the hospital handling Wang Taiyu's funeral arrangements. Upon seeing Wang Taiyu's remains, Wang Hao immediately vomited uncontrollably. Wang Taiyu, who had jumped from the 20th floor, was now a pile of mangled flesh. Even though the forensic doctors tried their best to piece him together, he was still bloody and gruesome to behold. Wang Hao didn't understand why his father, who had been cheerful and optimistic 2 days ago, even promising to buy him a $1 million sports car in a few days, had suddenly jumped from the 20th floor and become a pile of flesh. Based on Wang Hao's understanding of his father, Wang Taiyu, though a bit of a rascal who liked to clown around, was definitely not the type to commit suicide. "Officer, are you mistaken? How could my father commit suicide?" Wang Hao asked, his eyes tearful. "Sir, we have investigated from multiple angles, and your father did indeed die by suicide. According to witness statements, last night your father maxed out his credit cards to treat some friends to drinks and women at a nightclub. In the middle of it, your father left on the pretext of going to the restroom, then went up to the top floor alone and jumped. We have carefully compared the surveillance video of your father going to the top floor and found no suspicious signs. If you have questions, you can come back to the police station with us to view the relevant video. In addition, we also investigated your father's financial situation and social connections. Your father currently has total debts exceeding 20 million, many of which are private loan debts. Many people have been chasing your father for money recently, so your father also had a motive for suicide. Therefore, our conclusion is that your father succumbed to pressure and ultimately took this path. If you have any objections or new evidence to prove that your father was murdered, you can come to the police station for a review. The police officer responsible for Wang Taiyu's case explained it in detail to Wang Hao, but Wang Hao still didn't believe it. His father was someone who would argue even when he was wrong. How could he commit suicide? Moreover, 2 days ago, Wang Taiyu had confidently told him that he would have a very substantial income in a couple of days. Not only would it cover all his debts, but this income wouldn't be a one-time thing, but a continuous stream of income. Thinking of this, Wang Hao suddenly remembered something his father had mentioned. If anything happens to me during this time, it's definitely Chun Bo's doing.
Chimbo?
Wang Hao didn't understand why, but he firmly believed that his father wouldn't say such nonsensical things to him without reason. Therefore, he believed that his father's death was definitely related to Chun Bo. Immediately, Wang Hao was furious, his face distorted with rage. Chun Bo, you son of a bitch, not only did you take my mommy, but now you've also killed my father. I will never rest until one of us is dead. A furious Wang Hao left the morgue. However, when he learned that Chun Bo and Lu Fei were currently entangled in his own home, he almost fainted from anger. Could anything be more insulting than this? On one side, you kill my biological father, and on the other, you're with my biological mother. I'm going to fight you to the death today. Wang Hao, losing his mind with anger, rushed home like a madman. Meanwhile, Chun Bo and Lu Fei were celebrating at home. With delicious food, fine wine, and the right company, Chun Bo and Lu Fei were both in a very pleasant mood.
Bang!
The front door of Lu Fei's house was violently kicked open by Wang Hao. Actually, Wang Hao had his own key. Opening it violently was just a way to vent his anger. Seeing the enraged Wang Hao, Lu Fei's state of mind was different from before. If it were before, she would definitely be worried by Wang Hao's anger and try to comfort her only son. But today was different. When she saw Wang Hao, she was reminded of that beast, Wang Taiyu. An inexplicable trace of disgust and impatience welled up in her heart. Wang Hao, what are you doing? Are you going to tear the house down? Lu Fei said impatiently. Wang Hao froze for a moment. In the past, no matter how angry Lu Fei was, she would call him by his nickname, Hao Hao. But today, she actually called him by his full name, Wang Hao. This change instantly enraged the already furious Wang Hao. Mommy, you're going too far. My father just died, and you're already impatiently meeting with your little lover. Wang Hao roared. What does your father's departure have to do with me? Should I set off firecrackers to celebrate? Chapter 165. Wang Hao's brows furrowed tightly. He suddenly felt that his mommy was very cold, so cold that he found her unfamiliar. After so many years of his parents' divorce, Lu Fei had never once spoken ill of Wang Taiyu in front of Wang Hao. Sometimes, Lu Fei would even actively encourage Wang Hao to show more concern for his biological father, to have a meal with him when he had time, and to foster their relationship. Therefore, in Wang Hao's mind, there was still affection between Lu Fei and Wang Taiyu. But Lu Fei's change in attitude today truly surprised Wang Hao. And Wang Hao blamed all of this change on Chun Bo. You bastard. It's all because of you. I'll kill you. Ding, anger value from Wang Hao. Plus 200. Current total anger value. Plus 2,480 points. Ding, a critical hit of over 100 points of anger has occurred. Rewarding speed attribute plus 1. Current host attributes. Strength, 21. Speed, 20. Endurance, 19. Wang Hao, consumed by anger, completely forgot his previous fear of Chun Bo and swung his fist out at Chun Bo. However, in Chun Bo's eyes, Wang Hao's fist was not only as soft and weak as a baby's, but also as slow as a snail. Although Wang Hao's soft and weak fist could not possibly break his defense or cause him harm, being hit by that good-for-nothing's fist would undoubtedly be a humiliation. Moreover, Lu Fei's favorability towards him had already reached 100 points, long surpassing and replacing Wang Hao's position. Therefore, Chun Bo had no reason to indulge Wang Hao any longer. Slap! Before Wang Hao's fist could land, Chun Bo's powerful slap had already connected with his face. Although Chun Bo had tried his best to control his strength, Wang Hao's face was still distorted by the slap. Wang Hao spun 3 times on the spot like a top. Finally, he stumbled and fell onto the sofa. His ears rang, his head swam, and he spat out fresh blood. Seeing this, Lu Fei frowned slightly and quickly stepped forward, asking nervously, "Chun Bo, are you all right?" Ding, anger value from Wang Hao, plus 100 points. Current total anger value, plus 2,580 points. Ding, a critical hit of over 100 points of anger has occurred. Rewarding endurance attribute plus 1. Current host attributes. Strength, 21. Speed, 20. Endurance, 20. This time, Wang Hao, whose head was buzzing from Chun Bo's slap, was even more baffled. "Mom, I'm the one who got hit, but you're worried about him?" Wang Hao asked with a tear-streaked face. "Who told you to strike first? You deserve to be hit." Lu Fei replied indifferently. Ding, anger value from Wang Hao, plus 180 points. Current total anger value, plus 2,760 points. Ding, a critical hit of over 100 points of anger has occurred. Rewarding endurance attribute plus 1. Current host attributes. Strength, 21. Speed, 20. Endurance, 21. Lu Fei's indifferent reply, however, resonated in Wang Hao's mind like thunder, shaking him to his core. "Deserve to be hit?" Are these words his beloved mommy would say? Chun Bo beside them chuckled. "Truly worthy of being my good son." His anger value was skyrocketing. In just a short while, there had been 3 critical anger hits, contributing several hundred points of anger. Moreover, it seemed that every word Lu Fei said could trigger a critical anger hit from him. It was so incredibly satisfying. "Mommy, don't you know that it was Chun Bo, that bastard, who killed my dad, and you're still helping him?" Wang Hao roared in anguish. Hearing this, Lu Fei's expression immediately darkened. "Do you have proof? My dad told me 2 days ago that if anything happened to him in these 2 days, it would definitely be Chun Bo's doing. Sure enough, less than 2 days later, something happened to my dad. If it wasn't him, who else could it be?" Slap. Another loud slap landed heavily on Wang Hao's face. However, this time it wasn't Chun Bo who struck, but Lu Fei. "I asked you, do you have proof?" Lu Fei demanded with a calm expression. At the same time, her chest began to heave violently, and her breathing grew heavy. Clearly, Lu Fei was angry. Lu Fei's slap left the already bewildered Wang Hao even more bewildered. "Mom, you hit me?" Wang Hao covered his burning face, staring incredulously at Lu Fei. "You said Chun Bo harmed your dad? Where's the proof?" "My dad's words are proof." "Heh!" Lu Fei sneered. "So there's no proof then? Why didn't I realize before that you and your dad are exactly alike? Spouting nonsense and being unreasonable. If you have proof, you can call the police, but if you don't, then shut up. If you dare to utter another word, I'll slap your mouth rotten," Lu Fei said fiercely. Looking at Wang Hao's face, which resembled Wang Taiyu's, Lu Fei felt increasing disgust, even starting to experience physical repulsion. Seeing Wang Hao made her want to vomit. Lu Fei's change and coldness made Wang Hao's face turn ashen. "You'd rather believe Chun Bo than me?" "Of course I believe Chun Bo," Lu Fei said decisively. Ding, anger value from Wang Hao, plus 130 points. Current total anger value, plus 2,890 points. Ding, a critical hit of over 100 points of anger has occurred. Rewarding endurance attribute +1. Current host attributes. Strength, 21. Speed, 20. Endurance, 22. Mommy, you've changed. Haven't you noticed that ever since you got together with Chun-Bo, our relationship is no longer what it used to be? In your heart, is your own son not as important as an outsider like Chun-Bo? Wang Hao cried out in distress. I don't understand why you need to compare. Do I have to choose between the two of you? Just because you're my biological son? Do I have to sacrifice my own life for you? Can't you understand me? You're just like your dad. A complete and utter selfish person, always only thinking of himself. Lu Fei and Wang Hao gradually became confrontational, their relationship rapidly plummeting to rock bottom. This was exactly what Chun-Bo wanted to see. He had given Lu Fei a lifetime of endless wealth and glory, so how could he let Wang Hao, this good son, benefit from it? Of course, Chun-Bo wouldn't kill him. After all, for some people, living is more painful than dying. You're with Chun-Bo just for his money, aren't you? How could I not understand you? I just didn't expect that for money, you would even abandon your own son, Wang Hao said coldly. Slap. Lu Fei slapped Wang Hao's face again. You and your dad are exactly alike. Ungrateful ingrates. Get out. I've done my utmost in raising you. I don't expect you to support me in my old age. From today onwards, I don't want to see you again. Please don't disturb our family of three's life anymore. With that, Lu Fei gently stroked her lower abdomen. Her gesture made Chun-Bo's heart skip a beat. Fei, could it be that you? Lu Fei nodded shyly. I said today was a day worth celebrating. And of course it's not because of that scoundrel, but because of this little life in my belly. Lu Fei's face was beaming with happiness. At this moment, Wang Hao completely collapsed. Ding, anger value from Wang Hao, plus 250 points. Current total anger value, plus 3,140 points. Ding, a critical hit of over 100 points of anger has occurred. Rewarding speed attribute +1. Current host attributes. Strength, 21. Speed, 21. Endurance, 22. Chapter 166. Wang Hao instantly felt as if the sky had fallen. Within a single day, he had permanently lost his father and his mommy. Mommy, how could you be with him? No. Wang Hao cried out to the heavens, and the long-lost BGM echoed in his mind. Snowflakes fluttering, north wind howling. Watching Wang Hao's dejected figure, Chun-Bo felt incredibly pleased. Lu Fei still had feelings for Wang Hao. After all, he was her child. For the first 20 years of her life, she had lived almost entirely for Wang Hao. But whenever she thought of Wang Taiyu's despicable face and actions, and saw Wang Hao's similar features, a surge of hatred would rise in Lu Fei's heart. Even seeing Wang Hao's desperate expression, she could no longer dote on him as she once had. Moreover, she already had a new life growing inside her, a replacement for her overflowing motherly love. Wang Hao's place in her heart was naturally no longer as important. Top floor of the Shangtang Financial Office Building. Is this your shattered Jade Tower's so-called never-fail golden assassin? You can't even kill a good-for-nothing who just entered the Qi-gathering realm. I advise you to switch to slaughtering pigs, because pigs don't run away. The news that Chun-Bo was still alive enraged Tang Zhen. To kill Chun-Bo, Tang Zhen was already exhausted. The first time he sent Ouyang Qin, and even threw in a Qi-gathering pill. He intended to use the Qi-gathering pill to help Chun-Bo enter the Qi-gathering realm, then have Ouyang Qin use her glamour technique to bewitch and assassinate him. Who knew that Chun-Bo, that scoundrel, also cultivated the glamour technique? Ouyang Qin's mission failed, and she was instead charmed. Not only did Chun-Bo enjoy himself multiple times, but he also got a Qi-gathering pill for free. The second time, he set up 2 safeguards. He had Ouyang Qin use dual cultivation as an excuse to absorb Chun-Bo's vital essence, causing Chun-Bo to enter a weakened state. To ensure nothing went wrong, Tang Zhen also spent a fortune, even offering up Ouyang Qin to hire Grey Rat, one of the 10 fiends from Shattered Jade Tower, to assassinate Chun Bo. Who would have thought that even with 2 lines of defense, Chun Bo still managed to escape? Tang Jin was utterly perplexed. Why was Chun Bo so difficult to kill? The plan targeting waning real estate was already imminent, and if Chun Bo continued to live, the entire plan would be ruined. The losses from a failed plan were more than he could bear. For this, he might even permanently lose his status as the heir to Shangtang Group. Sitting opposite Tang Jun was a young man in a suit, well-proportioned, with a slicked-back hairstyle and a powdered face. Facing Tang Jun's anger, the young man was unconcerned. Instead, he sat with his legs crossed, smiling at Tang Jun. "President Tang, you can vent your frustrations here, but please don't say those words outside. What, your shattered jade tower messed things up, and you won't even let people talk about it? President Tang, I'm doing this for your own good. Although Shattered Jade Tower has a rule against harming employers, anyone who can join Shattered Jade Tower is arrogant and unruly. These people are best at fighting fiercely. If those words reach their ears, they won't do anything to you openly, but covertly, it's hard to say. After all, they are all notorious individuals, and they are not at all hesitant to play dirty tricks." Tang Jun's expression was as uncomfortable as if he had eaten a dead cat. The words on the tip of his tongue were forcibly swallowed back. That group of inexplicable individuals from Shattered Jade Tower was indeed not to be provoked. Moreover, his life was precious, and it wasn't worth arguing with them. "Then what do you suggest? If Chun Bo doesn't die, I can't rest easy. Isn't he just a good-for-nothing at the Qi Gathering 2nd level? For Shattered Jade Tower to eliminate him is as simple as crushing an ant," the young man said with a sinister smile. "Humph," Tang Jun scoffed disdainfully. "You told me the same thing before, and Chun Bo is still alive and kicking. I admit this time was a mistake by our Shattered Jade Tower, but has President Tang ever considered that the primary responsibility still lies with your side? Are you trying to shirk responsibility? If you can't do it, find someone else." And crushing an ant. Weak ability, but big talk. Tang Jun pulled out a cigar, clipped off a section, and lit it himself, his attitude full of disdain. After taking a deep puff, he blew the smoke towards the young man's face. Facing Tang Jun's sarcasm, the young man still maintained a humble smile. "It's really not us shirking responsibility. You also have to consider, is it possible for someone at the Qi Gathering 2nd level to kill a Qi Gathering peak expert? The only explanation is that someone is helping him. We personally checked the hotel where the incident occurred. That night, only Grey Rat, Chun Bo, and Ouyang Qin were present. Based on the extent of the damage at the scene, it's not something a Qi Gathering 2nd level practitioner could do. So there's only one possibility. The person who assisted Chun Bo in killing Grey Rat last night was Ouyang Qin. Ouyang Qin is a Qi Gathering 8th level martial artist, after all. Do you think she only cultivates the glamour technique? So I'm certain that Ouyang Qin must have hidden her true strength from you normally. I estimate that Ouyang Qin's true strength has already reached the Qi Gathering 9th level. Coupled with receiving intelligence in advance and gaining a preemptive advantage, she was able to kill Grey Rat, the top expert below the Qi Gathering realm, who was at the Qi Gathering peak. Other than that, I can't think of a second possibility. So, if it weren't for Ouyang Qin's sudden betrayal, Grey Rat would not have failed. If we're going to be particular, President Tang, you still owe our Shattered Jade Tower an explanation." Upon hearing this, Tang Jun, who was holding a cigar, frowned. It wasn't that he hadn't suspected Ouyang Qin, but he firmly believed Ouyang Qin wouldn't dare, because he knew Ouyang Qin's weakness and held her fate firmly in his hands. Without the heart-mending pill from their Tang family, she would definitely not live past 30. Even if Ouyang Qin knew that he had sold her to Grey Rat, Tang Jun firmly believed that Ouyang Qin would not betray him for Chun Bo. After all, Ouyang Qin had already served so many men. What was one more Grey Rat? Moreover, being able to attach herself to such a powerful expert like Grey Rat was her Ouyang Qin's good fortune. But the facts were laid bare. Without Ouyang Qin's help, a powerful martial artist like Grey Rat would have no possibility of failure. Could she really have fallen in love with Chun Bo in a single day? Seeing Tang Zhen's silence, the young man in the suit continued. This operation failed, but Shattered Jade Tower is willing to clean up this mess and send an even stronger person to assassinate Chun Bo. But we have one condition. Speak, Tang Zhen said with a frown, holding the cigar between two fingers. Because Ouyang Qin's betrayal caused our Shattered Jade Tower to lose Grey Rat. After the deed is done, you must hand Ouyang Qin over to Shattered Jade Tower as an explanation for Grey Rat. Tang Zhen breathed a sigh of relief. He had originally thought the young man would make an exorbitant demand, making him lose another layer of skin. He didn't expect the other party only wanted Ouyang Qin. That made it simple. Anyway, this woman's utility value was no longer high. Shattered Jade Tower could deal with her however they pleased. Soon, Tang Zhen and the young man amicably reached a consensus. Chapter 167. 2 days passed in a flash. Chun Bo, after returning to school and packing his belongings, called for a ride-hailing car. Today, he needed to take his school luggage to the villa on Sansha Island. At times like this, his Lamborghini SVJ was completely useless. A ride-hailing car was better. The ride-hailing car stopped downstairs from the dormitory building. Chun Bo loaded all his luggage into the car and had just opened the car door. A beautiful woman, wearing a pink t-shirt and denim shorts, with skin as fair as porcelain, stopped him. Chun Bo, are you avoiding me again? Zhou Wanwan demanded, her face stern. Young Miss Zhou, you, a beautiful woman and the campus belle, are squatting downstairs from the male dormitory every day waiting for me. I'm a little overwhelmed by the attention. Chun Bo was so exasperated by Zhou Wanwan that he laughed. Ever since the night of the auction, Zhou Wanwan had been like a plaster, impossible to shake off. Not only did she frequently send him messages, but if he didn't reply, she would come to the male dormitory to wait for him. Shameless. Who's waiting for you downstairs from the male dormitory every day? I just happened to pass by and saw you. Zhou Wanwan pouted stubbornly. Are you leaving school? Zhou Wanwan asked, seeing Chun Bo's luggage in the car, her voice filled with doubt. Next semester I'll be a senior, so I plan to go out and get some experience for a while.
Chun Bo replied thoughtfully.
That's good too. It's a bit inconvenient at school.
Chun Bo's mouth twitched.
For you, what's inconvenient? Give me your address. Zhou Wanwan added. Damn, you're not content with waiting for me at school. You want to wait for me at my house too? Chun Bo said, annoyed. Give it or not. What's so great about a broken address? It's something I can find out with just one phone call.
Chun Bo.
Power is awesome. You can open blind boxes as you please. It was only because she was the mayor's daughter. Otherwise, Chun Bo wouldn't put up with her attitude. What exactly do you want from me? If it's nothing, I'm leaving. Chun Bo didn't give Zhou Wanwan time to react, quickly pulled open the car door, and got in. Driver, drive quickly. After getting in, Chun Bo urged. He didn't linger for a second because of Zhou Wanwan's stunning looks and impressive figure. Because Chun Bo knew that these advantages on Zhou Wanwan were essentially poison. Once tainted, it would be impossible to shake off later. However, Zhou Wanwan did not leave in anger. Instead, she got into the ride-hailing car with Chun Bo. This scene was captured by Tang Yi, who had come to invite Zhou Wanwan out. Seeing such a proactive Zhou Wanwan, Tang Yi was stunned. He felt an unbearable depression in his heart, almost spitting blood. Zhou Wanwan, you slut. I've been around you every day and you treat me like a simp, but when you see Chun Bo, you eagerly stick to him? What high and mighty goddess, the biggest joke of Mao University. Aren't you just as vain as other girls? You're clearly a cheap bitch, yet you pretend to be a pure goddess in front of me. I'll make sure you're beaten black and blue sooner or later. Damn it! Tang Yi was furious. At school, it was an open secret that he had pursued Zhou Wanwan for 2 years without success. At this moment, he felt this was more than just humiliation. It was an absolute disgrace. If Zhou Wanwan had rejected all men and maintained her image as a high and mighty goddess, Tang Yi wouldn't have thought much of it. It's not that I'm not capable, it's that the goddess is too aloof. But now, Zhou Wanwan, ignoring him, actually took the initiative to flirt with Chun Bo. This was unbearable. Tang Yi's eyes were bloodshot, and he trembled with rage. All right, Chun Bo, originally this young master, disdained playing with you. But you have already courted death. The dignified young Master Tang of the Tang family, can't deal with you? Tang Yi's gaze towards Chun Bo became increasingly sinister. Classmate Zhou Wanwan, what are you doing? Chun Bo, squeezed next to Zhou Wanwan in the back seat of the ride-hailing car, asked with a frown. The moment Zhou Wanwan got into the car, their bodies had already made physical contact. At this moment, Zhou Wanwan's vital parts were pressed tightly against Chun Bo's upper body. The faint fragrance emanating from her body stirred Chun Bo. What's the rush? I have something to tell you. If you have something to say, just say it. Are you trying to come home with me? Zhou Wanwan rolled her eyes at Chun Bo, but she maintained her original posture, showing no intention of separating from Chun Bo. I'm interning at Yangqing Media. Regarding your donation of the Mingtang Jade Buddha head, I'd like to invite you for an exclusive interview. Spreading your story and letting more people know about it would be a good thing for you too, Zhou Wanwan said, blinking her bright eyes at Chun Bo. Don't you understand the principle of not flaunting wealth? I'm such a low-key person. Why do you have to let the whole world know I'm rich and bring trouble upon me? Oh, come on. President Bo's name has already become synonymous with a super-rich person online. You being low-key like this, you've probably already been targeted. Doing an interview and labeling you as a patriotic rich person is a layer of armor. It's protecting you, understand or not, Zhou Wanwan said, annoyed.
Chun Bo nodded silently.
Yangqing Media belongs to the official media, and the stories they promote, to a certain extent, represent the official stance. For example, if you frequently see positive stories about a certain official in the official media, you can be sure that this official will soon be promoted. Conversely, if you frequently see negative news about a certain area in the official media, it means that the officials in that area will soon be in big trouble. This is the attitude expressed by the government through the media in a roundabout way. Therefore, some businessmen are willing to spend a lot of money to do interviews and other programs through channels on official media, to increase their social reputation and soft power. I'll think about it first, Chun Bo said perfunctorily. He was different from other businessmen who sought fame and fortune. He genuinely didn't want to be famous. He had already tried to reduce his online live streaming activities. People fear fame just as pigs fear getting fat. Although he wasn't afraid, he also didn't want to get involved in endless troubles. You're still thinking? This is something countless people beg for. Do you know what I did for this opportunity? Zhou Wanwan really wanted to say that she had used a lot of connections to get Chun Bo this opportunity. But she didn't say it because it would make Chun Bo think she was worthless. Then I won't consider it. I refuse, is that all right? Knowing that Zhou Wanwan meant well, Chun Bo still refused. Zhou Wanwan was momentarily speechless. When had young Miss Zhou ever been rejected so directly? Yet, this Chun Bo not only refused her again and again, but she was also foolish enough to always want to come and find him. Zhou Wanwan felt very wronged. Sometimes you unilaterally think this is for my own good, but none of these are what I want. It's not that I don't appreciate your kindness, but we're not even friends. You don't understand me at all. Got it, Chun Bo said even more impolitely. Chapter 168. When Chun Bo said that, Zhou Wanwan's usually thick skin couldn't hold up anymore. Chun Bo, you bastard. Driver. Stop the car. I want to get out. Zhou Wanwan roared furiously. At this moment, Chun Bo finally noticed something was wrong. The ride-sharing car was not heading towards Sansha Island. While Chun Bo and Zhou Wanwan were talking, the car had already left the city center and was driving in a direction Chun Bo didn't recognize. It was getting more and more remote. At the same time, Chun Bo found that the car doors were locked. Chun Bo, what kind of godforsaken place do you live in? Zhou Wanwan, not understanding the situation, blamed Chun Bo. I have a luxurious villa in the city center and I'm not living there. So why would I run to this desolate place? Am I sick?
Chun Bo left, infuriated.
This? Zhou Wanwan finally realized the problem. Driver, Have you gone the wrong way? The driver in front glanced at the rearview mirror and continued driving. Chun Bo pulled out his phone and saw that even the signal was blocked. Quite professional, aren't they? Chun Bo looked at the driver in the driver's seat through the rearview mirror. Under a black baseball cap was an honest-looking face, but his eyes were extremely cold. He had a very muscular build and a long scar on his right hand. Soon, Chun Bo also noticed that behind the ride-sharing car, there was another new energy sedan following. They were clearly working together. What do you want? Stop the car immediately and let us out, Zhou Wanwan said sternly. Upon hearing this, the driver actually stopped the car. At the same time, the new energy sedan behind also stopped. Two burly men got out of the new energy sedan. With the ride-sharing driver, there were 3 of them in total. Through their aura, it was not difficult to discover that all 3 were martial artists. Among them, a burly man standing in the center, with one hand in his pocket, a cigarette in his mouth, and a mohawk head, exuded an overbearing aura. This person's strength was clearly a cut above gray rats. Just a single glance was enough to send shivers down one's spine. Who could arrange for a martial artist of this caliber to ambush him, other than Shattered Jade Tower, who were in cahoots with Tangjin? Gray Rat dared to claim he was the strongest below the Gangchi realm, so this Mohawk headman's strength had probably already entered the Gangchi realm. A Gangchi realm expert. Chun Bo raised the corner of his mouth with interest. You must be Chun Bo, right? A piece of trash at the Chi Gathering 2nd level actually made me act personally. I really don't know what the Tower Master is doing. The Mohawk headman stared at Chun Bo with arrogance and disdain. Boss, look at that beauty. She's truly stunning. I've never seen such a beautiful woman in my life. She's much prettier than those celebrities. A middle-aged man with a full beard lecherously eyed Zhou Wanwan next to Chun Bo, almost drooling. This bearded man was about 40 years old and exuded a chilling aura. Moreover, his strength was not weak, probably only slightly less than gray rats. Anyway, these 2 won't live past today, so you can do whatever you want with them. The uncle driving the ride-sharing car grinned. Looking at the cold faces of the 3 men, Zhou Wanwan panicked and gripped Chun Bo's arm tightly. What do you want? My dad is the mayor of Yangcheng. If anything happens to me, even if you escape to the ends of the earth, he will grind your bones to dust. If you're smart, let us go, and I can pretend nothing happened. Facing Zhou Wanwan's verbal threat, the 3 men's expressions simultaneously turned sinister. The Mohawk headman instantly snuffed out the cigarette in his hand and stared at Zhou Wanwan with a cold gaze. Yunnan, are you crazy? You dared to bring someone with such a background here. Yunnan was the name of the ride-sharing driver. No, boss. This girl got in the car herself. I didn't know who she was. What's there to be afraid of? Anyway, they're both going to die. As long as we handle it cleanly, who will know it was us? I've never played with a mayor's daughter before. Being able to play with her once, it's worth dying for. The bearded man sneered. Boss, what should we do now? Yunnan asked tremblingly. After thinking for a moment, the Mohawk headman threw the snuffed-out cigarette butt to the ground, then stepped on it with his toe, grinding it a few times. A sinister aura instantly filled his eyes, like a hungry wolf staring at its prey. Kill them all. The simple 3 words were filled with sharp killing intent. Because he knew the best way to avoid exposing himself was to nip the problem in the bud and eliminate future troubles. Just as the bearded man said, as long as it was done cleanly, who would know it was them? Zhou Wanwan gripped Chun Bo's arm tightly, fear making her limbs tremble. She hadn't expected that bringing up her father's name would not only fail to stop the 3 thugs, but would instead provoke them to fight to the death. Although she had heard that Chun Bo was very good at fighting, she still felt afraid. Even if Chun Bo was good at fighting, how could he possibly defeat 3 desperate thugs? She had learned some combat techniques, but they were all just for show. In front of real thugs, they would just become excitement punches for the thugs. Chun Bo, what should we do now? Zhou Wanwan's face was pale, but she still tried her best to remain calm. She had heard what these people said earlier. If she really fell into their hands, her fate would be even worse than Chun Bo's. She had already made up her mind to die rather than submit. But when that time truly came, Zhou Wanwan didn't know if she would be able to bring herself to do it. What to do? They're just 3 weaklings. Would you be afraid of being surrounded by prey? No, I would only be excited. Chun Bo spread his hands, a wicked smile playing on his lips. It felt as if he wasn't the one surrounded, but rather he was the one surrounding others. Ha ha ha, is this kid crazy? Does he really think he's invincible just because he killed Grey Rat with the help of Ouyang Qin? Yunnan mocked mercilessly. A Qi-gathering 2nd level dared to boast about killing us? He, should I say you're ignorant and fearless? Or an idiot? The bearded man let out a sinister laugh. Kid, have you thought about how you want to die? The Mohawk headman sneered arrogantly. Even Zhou Wanwan thought Chin Bo must be crazy. At a time like this, he was still showing off. Kneeling and begging for mercy at a time like this might still offer a glimmer of hope. Besides, don't you have a lot of money? These thugs were most likely targeting Chun Bo for his money. Give them 100 million, if that's not enough, give them 1 billion. She didn't believe these 3 thugs wouldn't be tempted. As long as she could leave alive, she had plenty of ways to deal with these 3 people. But Chun Bo chose the most foolish method, provoking the 3 thugs. What a waste of a good appearance. A mere Qi-gathering 2nd level piece of trash. I'd like to see how you kill us before we kill you. Poof! In a flash, the bearded man, who was spouting nonsense, instantly turned into a cloud of blood mist. Villains die from talking too much. Don't you understand that? Chapter 169. The sudden change in events made everyone's expressions drastically change. Mohawk Head and Yunnan had never expected Chin Bo to make the first move. When an ordinary martial artist encounters an opponent whose cultivation realm far surpasses their own, they either kneel and beg for mercy, or they try to conserve their strength and wait for an opportunity to escape. It's not that challenging opponents beyond one's level never happens. Some prodigies can even challenge opponents 3 to 5 levels higher. For example, a Qi-gathering 3rd stage prodigy, relying on superior cultivation techniques and martial arts, might be able to defeat a Qi-gathering 7th level or even 8th level martial artist. But to challenge an opponent across an entire major realm is simply unheard of and unseen. Even the prodigy candidates from prominent families couldn't do it. So, when facing an opponent a major realm higher than oneself, there is no other option but to find a way to escape. However, Mohawk Head never expected Chin Bo to completely deviate from the usual script. The expected kneeling and begging for mercy, and the cat and mouse game, did not occur. Instead, Chun Bo's first move instantly killed a bearded man who was 7 minor realms higher than him. He was blasted into a mist of blood with a single punch. Although the bearded man was not as strong as Grey Rat, his realm had indeed reached the Qi-gathering 9th level. Even Mohawk Head himself couldn't blast the bearded man into a mist of blood with 1 punch. Mohawk Head's first thought was that the organization's intelligence was wrong, and Chun Bo had definitely hidden his strength. No wonder he could instantly kill Grey Rat. Mohawk Head estimated that Chun Bo's strength had at least reached the Gangchi realm. The driver, Yunnan, was so frightened by this scene that he stumbled back a few steps, his face filled with terror. Even though he had been through countless battles, he had never witnessed such a terrifying sight. Moreover, he was the weakest of the 3 only at the Qi-gathering 7th level. Holy crap, is this really Qi-gathering 2nd level? Since when did Qi-gathering 2nd level become so terrifying? He's a cheater. This guy is definitely a cheater.
Chin Bo frua punch.
The driver, Yunnan, instantly turned into a mist of blood. Crimson blood mist, accompanied by tiny bits of flesh, drifted in the wind, dyeing the grass within tens of meters crimson. Zhou Wanwan was utterly stunned. The bearded man and Yunnan, who had just been threatening them, instantly turned into a mist of blood. She didn't even know what had happened, but looking at the crimson-stained grass and the scattered pieces of flesh on the ground, still slightly wriggling because they were so fresh, Zhou Wanwan's stomach churned instantly. Ugh! Finally, she couldn't hold it in and vomited. Her reaction was already better than most girls. Some girls would probably faint on the spot seeing such a sight. Whoosh! A blood-red stream of vital energy rapidly overflowed from Mohawk Head's body, flowing quickly over his entire body like a viscous liquid. Finally, it condensed into a tangible vital energy armor, covering Mohawk Head's entire body. Bastard, even if you are in the Gangchi realm, so what? Can you defeat me? Having lost 2 brothers in an instant, Mohawk Head gnashed his teeth and glared furiously at Chun Bo. Remembering Grey Rat's lesson, Chun Bo chose not to use the Pangu Fist technique to blast Mohawk Head into smithereens as well, because if he did, he wouldn't be able to loot the corpse. Whoosh! A blur flashed past. Mohawk Head's face changed drastically. In his line of sight, a simple straight punch was rapidly heading towards his chest. Its speed was so fast that he had no time to react. Just as he raised his arm, the fist had already landed on his chest. Mohawk Head grunted, his body swayed, and he staggered back several steps. Huh? It didn't hurt. Mohawk Head steadied himself and sneered. Hee. Isn't your punch very powerful? But it still can't break through the defense of my chi armor. As long as you can't hurt me, what's the use of being fast? Mohawk Head thought it was his vital energy armor, condensed from his Gangchi realm vital energy, that had blocked Chun Bo's fierce punch. A punch that could blast a bearded man into blood mist couldn't break his defense, which made Mohawk Head mistakenly believe that his strength was superior to Chun Bo's. Mohawk Head revealed an arrogant and smug smile.
Gangchi armor?
Is that all? You disappoint me. Chun Bo's lips curled into a sinister smile. Being brought to this godforsaken place for no reason, Chun Bo was already furious. Since the people from Shattered Jade Tower were rushing to their deaths, he wouldn't be merciful and would take out his anger on Mohawk Head. Mohawk Head laughed arrogantly. You can't even break my defense, and you still dare to. Crack. The smile on his face suddenly twisted, and a shrill scream squeezed out of his throat, hoarse, unpleasant, and intermittent. He clutched his crotch with both hands, collapsing to the ground. His entire body curled into a shrimp-like shape, his lips pale, his face covered in cold sweat, trembling uncontrollably. Chun Bo withdrew his foot, looking down at the agonizing Mohawk Head, and mocked. Is breaking your defense difficult? I'll not only break your defense, but I'll also pop your balls. The only response Chun Bo received was Mohawk Head's inhuman screams. I'm talking to you. Don't you understand manners? Slap, slap, slap. Chun Bo kicked Mohawk Head's manly mouth fiercely a few more times. Mohawk Head, utterly defenseless, screamed even more shrilly. Zhou Wanwan watched, dumbfounded. People tend to empathize when they see others in pain. Zhou Wanwan subconsciously covered her own non-existent lower body. It really hurts. Let's begin the begging for mercy segment. If you can satisfy me, perhaps I can let you go. Chun Bo looked down, stepping on Mohawk Head's face with a sinister smile. Why? Even if you are also in the Gangchi realm, the gap between us couldn't possibly be this big. It's impossible. Mohawk Head's eyes were bloodshot, not just from physical pain, but more so from psychological pain. He couldn't understand. They were both in the Gangchi realm, yet why did he not even have a chance to fight back? This was completely a one-sided slaughter. If he knew that Chun Bo was truly only at the Chi Gathering 2nd level, he would probably be so angry he'd spit blood on the spot. Bang! 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 A few more kicks. Did I and ask you to question me? Chun Bo viciously twisted his foot that was on Mohawk Head's balls. Another series of heartbreaking screams. Mohawk Head broke down. He hadn't expected to experience the begging for mercy segment himself, instead of Chun Bo kneeling to him. You let me go. I promise I won't bother you again. Mohawk Head gritted his teeth and said. Bang! Another kick. Even the hardest eggshell would crack. Am I and you afraid of you bothering me? You didn't cherish the opportunity, so don't blame me. Chun Bo spat out harsh words. Don't kill me. Mohawk Head broke down. As long as you let me go, I'll give you anything you want. Don't give me vague promises. The key isn't what I want, but what you have.
Chen Bo prompted.
Mohawk Head understood instantly and immediately pulled out a small bottle from his body. There are 3 Jing Yuan pill and 2 Gang Chi pills in here, and I have 300 million in cash in the bank, all of which I can give you. Chun Bo took the bottle with satisfaction. Although he didn't know what Jing Yuan pill and Gang Chi pills were for, anything taken from Mohawk Head's body was bound to be valuable. Then, can I leave? Seeing Chun Bo smile, Mohawk Head asked tremblingly. You can. I'll send you on your way. Immediately, Chun Bo's fist glowed with dazzling golden light. Holy crap! You're not playing fair. Mohawk Head left his final words. Chapter 170. Zhou Wanwan. Affection +2. Current affection. 92. He's so handsome. Strong, decisive. Isn't he exactly my type? I like him so much. After dealing with Mohawk Head, Chun Bo only then noticed Zhou Wanwan staring at him with a lovesick gaze. Damn it! Is there something wrong with this woman's brain too? Normally, shouldn't girls be scared and disgusted when they see such a bloody and violent scene? This woman can even increase her affection for him? Chun Bo, you're so amazing, even more amazing than my dad's bodyguards. Zhou Wanwan praised from the bottom of her heart. Aren't you scared? If they were bad guys, of course I'd be scared. But you're not a bad guy, so what am I afraid of? How do you know I'm not a bad guy? Do you believe I could just… Chun Bo smiled playfully. He originally wanted to scare Zhou Wanwan, but unexpectedly, Zhou Wanwan not only showed no fear, but instead had a hint of anticipation in her eyes. Not here, it's so dirty. How about in the car?
Chen Bo.
He was completely speechless by this cold goddess. Suddenly, the roar of a car engine came from a distance. Chun Bo looked up and saw a cobalt blue sports car speeding towards them, its bodyline smooth, like rolling ocean waves. Screech! The tires rubbed violently against the ground, emitting a sharp screech, accompanied by rising smoke and heat waves. The cobalt blue sports car suddenly fishtailed at an almost exaggerated angle, its rear wheels leaving a scorched arc on the ground. Finally, with a slight jolt from inertia, it stopped steadily in front of Chun Bo. Boss, where are the people from Shattered Jade Tower? Ouyang Qin, dressed in a tight tracksuit, pushed open the car door, the zipper on her chest seemingly under an unbearable tension, threatening to burst open at any moment. Her usually charming wavy hair was now tied into a ponytail, adding a different kind of beauty. Chun Bo was not surprised at all that Ouyang Qin was here, because he was the one who informed Ouyang Qin and sent her his location. After killing Grey Rat, Chun Bo and Ouyang Qin knew that Tang Zhen and the people from Shattered Jade Tower would not let it go and would definitely seek revenge. For this, besides a mobile phone for normal communication, Chun Bo also provided Ouyang Qin with a satellite communicator, which could be used when mobile signals were blocked. Just like Grey Rat, dust to dust, ashes to ashes. Chun Bo glanced around. Only then did Ouyang Qin notice the crimson surroundings and the fresh, wriggling chunks of flesh on the ground. There was also a rolling eyeball like a ghost's eye, its pupil directly facing Ouyang Qin. No matter how many grand scenes Ouyang Qin had witnessed, at this moment, she almost threw up. Boss, you killed all of them? Yep. Chun Bo's simple and clear answer caused Ouyang Qin's heart to churn with shock and disbelief. Before coming, she had already investigated and knew that this time, the assassin sent by Shattered Jade Tower was also Pheasant, one of the 10 fiends. Pheasant's strength was far superior to Grey Rat's, having already entered the Gang Chi realm. Don't let the Chi-gathering peak and Gang Chi realm seem like only one step apart. The chasm between the two realms is insurmountable. If the Chi-gathering realm's vital energy is a bottle of water, then the Gang Chi realm's vital energy is a pond. Theoretically, no matter how big your bottle is, its capacity cannot surpass a pond. Of course, nothing is absolute, and Chun Bo's Chaos Pure Yang skill is an exception. However, even with Chun Bo's 10,000 times vaster vital energy, without the augmentation of abnormal cultivation techniques like the Pangu Fist technique and Qilin Star Step, it would be difficult to utterly crush a Gang Chi realm martial artist. Besides Pheasant, who had already entered the Gang Chi realm, his two subordinates, Luo Sai Hu and Yunnan, were also strong individuals at the Qi Gathering 9th level and Qi Gathering 7th level, respectively. Any one of these people, if singled out, would be a figure capable of striking fear into hearts. When Ouyang Qin learned that Shattered Jade Tower had sent these three to deal with Chun Bo, her vision immediately went black. She thought Chun Bo was certainly dead. In the past, she would have wished for Chun Bo to die sooner, but currently, Chun Bo was the only one capable of curing her illness. Therefore, upon receiving the news, Ouyang Qin immediately rushed over without delay. She just didn't expect that Chun Bo, by himself, had easily annihilated these three terrifying assassins. Among them was Pheasant, one of the 10 fiends, who had already entered the Gangqi realm. Ouyang Qin was incredibly astonished. She knew Chun Bo was strong, but she didn't know he was so strong that he could easily crush even a Gangqi realm martial artist. Could it be that Chun Bo was actually a hidden Grandmaster-level expert? Ouyang Qin felt Chun Bo was increasingly unfathomable. I'll arrange for someone to come and handle the scene. Let me take you back first. Calling Ouyang Qin over was simply to have her clean up the scene. After all, he didn't understand these procedures. Chun Bo, why is she here? What exactly is your relationship with her? Seeing Ouyang Qin, Zhou Wanwan frowned. She had originally thought Chun Bo coveted Ouyang Qin's beauty, and Ouyang Qin coveted Chun Bo's money, so they mutually pursued each other and became casual partners. But now it seemed that the relationship between Ouyang Qin and Chun Bo was not as simple as she had imagined. It's exactly the kind of relationship you're imagining. Chun Bo took Ouyang Qin's hand and smiled. Zhou Wanwan's affection for him had already reached 92 points. She was the only woman Chun Bo didn't want to get involved with. Not because she wasn't beautiful. On the contrary, her cold and charming delicate face was indeed captivating. But she was too much trouble. After all, Dragon Country was a country primarily based on official hierarchy. Money and fighting prowess were nothing in the face of power. So, Chun Bo just wanted to take the opportunity to shake off this persistent nuisance. However, Zhou Wanwan looked at Chun Bo with a knowing, intelligent gaze, smiling. You're trying to use this method to shake me off, aren't you? I won't fall for it. Don't tell me you're lying to me. Even if it's true, so what? Can't I win against her? Chun Bo, I'm telling you, this young lady has her eyes on you, and you can't escape. Chun Bo was speechless. This woman was truly intelligent when she wanted to be, and also incredibly bold. Shattered Jade Tower headquarters. Say that again? The young man in the suit, with slicked back hair and a powdered face, suddenly stood up, his raised voice almost cracking. His calm and composed face instantly becoming ferocious. Pheasant and his two subordinates lost contact during their mission. We located their vehicle through tracking, and although the scene has been cleaned up, But what? Speak quickly. But we found residual bloodstains at the scene, and this. The speaker pulled out an eyeball from his pocket. The suited young man's brow twitched. Even though it was just an eyeball, he recognized it as Pheasant's. Clearly, Pheasant and his two men had been killed. And the mission they were carrying out was to assassinate Chun Bo for Tangjin. Damn it! Didn't that Chun Bo only have the Qi Gathering 2nd level? To deal with such trash. Our Shattered Jade Tower lost 2 of the 10 fiends, and Chun Bo still got away. Ding! Detecting a person with ill will towards the host. White Eagle. Currently detecting the target's most cherished woman.